Hey everybody, this is DIY Coach Al over here at Lawn Care and Home Repair. Guys, I've been trying to let this gray leaf spot run its course, trying to let that root rot run its course, trying to let that brown patch get out of my lawn, and it's looking like this. And I told myself I'm going to overseed it, but guys, this grass is 26 years old. And I said, if I only had a fairy godwife, I would ask for 3 wishes. I would say, fairy godwife, I want 3 things. She would say, DIY Coach Al, what do you want? I would say, I want some of that night shift over there at Jesse's shop. I want some Killzall, and I think I'd like to have me a little bit of that green pop starter fertilizer. And y'all, I woke up and guess what? She's not fake. She's real. Fairy godwife, how are you?
I'm fine.
Do you have anything you need to say to me?
Yes.
Hold on, y'all. She's getting ready to say something profound. Y'all, sit back and listen, fairy godwife. What do you have to say?
Cue the music.
All right. Gosh, I have toyed with this idea of just moving forward and just kind of killing this off and replanting. I really didn't want to do all of that work, but when I say that, once again, thanks Mr. Ferguson, who read the article from NC State that talked about gray leaf spot. I knew that I was dealing with Pythium brown patch, dollar spot, mycelium for sure. Did not know, melting out, but I did not know that what I was really dealing with over here until I saw that video and came out and looked at the grass like, yeah, this is definitely gray leaf spot and the brown patch. And I thought for a while that, hey, maybe I'm doing something wrong here. I'm watching, I'm chasing this fungus, trying to stomp it out, but it just kept moving in. I have put 3 different fungicides on it, and I guess because we definitely had that root rot. We got so much freaking rain at one time over here that my water gauge over there, it was just staying half full. Goes up to, I think, 7 or 8 inches, and every time I turn around, it was almost full if I didn't empty it every couple days. So we know that we got root rot going on. That brought about the melting out and everything else. So, hey, it's what it is. This grass, the cultivar, is old. My house is 26 years old. And most of what you see here, I did an overseeding last year with the Jonathan Green turf type tall fescue. And it's actually really a pretty good cultivar. But I'm thinking that because, I mean, the lawn had only been established for a little less than a year, and the fact that we had so many of the elements working against us, we had the root rot, we had the heat stress, we had the heat wave, then we had the drought. I don't care what cultivar you have. I don't care if you look at Lawn Life, Mountain View, Jonathan Green, GC, I don't care what it is. No grass is 100% proofed against having lawn disease. And as I said, I wasn't going to do this because I knew I was doing the front yard out there. You guys, I'm going to throw some videos up over there to show you what's going on in the front yard. And that's now just ready for the seed. As you see, we have the night shift over there that's ready to go, and the temperatures this week are actually going to be high, back up above 90. I checked the soil temperature the other day. It was around 80. So, and I know, I believe Yardbroad just planted some, I'm not sure if it was TTTF or KBG over there, but I'm not going to start mine until the temperatures come down. I want to see it around 70 or so. The turf type tall fescue tends to germinate within that 7 to 10 day period. So we are still hot enough for me to just go ahead and take a week, burn this off, and just plant a new cultivar. Now, what I did out front, because I was filming the video in stages, I'm not going to do the same thing here. As I said, I'm going to throw some video up over there so you can see what we're doing. This one, I'm going to actually give it about a week to burn up. And what I'm going to do, you guys know Orange Crush, my Dithatcher scarifier. I also have a pull behind. dethatcher. And because we're looking at about 6,000 square feet, instead of using orange crush, I'm going to go ahead and get that pull behind dethatcher out. And after I've allowed the glyphosate, I'm using the Killzall. After I allow the glyphosate to sit on the yard for a while, then the grass, I'm going to then go ahead and get it cut. I'm going to bring Lil Mama out down there. I'm going to get Spicy out. Everybody, we're going to take a full day, probably next Saturday. We're going to get everything chopped up, cut down. We're going to get it dethatched. And then we are going to go ahead and just do everything that one day. I'm going to do the dethatching. I'm going to do maybe some scarifying. I'm waiting for my aerator to come in, but we're going to be doing aeration. We're going to be putting down that RGS, that green pop starter fertilizer. It does have some bionutrients in it. I did a lawn analysis. I'm waiting for that to come back, but it said on, I think it was My Life? I forget exactly what it was. I'll throw a picture up there. But the results of that should be back in soon. So I'm going to go ahead and do everything in one day. I got my seed going. It is going to be a rough day. I want you guys to come along with me. If you really want to get that new lawn established, this is the time of year to do it. I think I saw Mr. Ferguson earlier today that he's doing his project lawn. I think he may have actually used Killzall himself, if I'm not mistaken. I did use the Killzall in the front. I only had to do one round. And if you don't know, you usually have to do 2 or maybe 3 rounds with the glyphosate in order to get the grass killed. But I did 1 round. I had a few spots I had to hit, but that 1 round was really enough. We are going to get it burned up. We're going to plant. I do have an in-ground sprinkler system. I have not really used it much this all. So putting the new seed down, I'm not going to pre-germinate this time, but I'm going to get the seed down, make sure that I put my sprinkler system on where it's keeping the grass in the front and the back wet. Let my wife know, hey, that water bill may be a little higher, but since we didn't really use it this summer, it really shouldn't be that bad. But I want you guys to come along with me. If you're trying to get your lawn, get that new seed down, this really is the time of year to do it. The soil temperatures are going to start coming down shortly. And if you're in that part of the country where the soil temperatures have already gone down, you guys should be good. Folk out there on the West Coast and down the South, you guys have the warmer temperature more consistently than we do. Not sure if you're using the cool season grass, if you guys are going with your warm season St. Augustine's or Zoysia or Bermuda or Centipede or something like that. But this really is the time I'm sorry, something flew right there. Really is the time to get that done. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to come back and show you once again exactly what we're doing. Y'all hold on. Be right back. Alrighty, guys. So like I was saying, this summer has just been hectic. I actually took a picture over here last week before I went to New York. There was nothing going on here, and yeah, the fungus is kind of hitting me over here too. This is all nice and lush and green, and I took the picture of it and saw it just kind of spreading down there. And I'm actually starting to wonder if in fact I started to develop fungus that was resistant to the azoxystrobin and the propiconazole, because it just seemed to stop working. So when I look at the lawn, there's a lot of healthy grasses still here. But once again, this is the old cultivar. Now, ironically enough, what I'm thinking, I think it was Girls Lawn who made a comment about how it was when she switched to the Elite Grass Seed that she started having problems with this fungus. The places where the grass is still really healthy, it dawned on me that this is actually all the newer grass that I overseeded last year. I can tell by the color of it. This grass has been here for a while, so I'm starting to wonder if there's just something about that older grass. I know that the root system is a lot more developed, so it fights back against that weed pressure and that disease pressure that comes up. But I'm really thinking that it really is the newer cultivars, because over there where I showed over there where I said it was healthy just a few weeks ago, right up here by the gate where I planted the new grass this spring. I know that those roots didn't get a chance to really get established, but it wasn't heat stress that took that out up there. It was actually that disease pressure. So I'm really thinking that the reason the fungus was so effective in really damaging my lawn was because the lawn had only been established for less than a year, and with the amount of disease pressure that we were dealing with, it was just too much for it. So I know it's going to be a lot of work, and believe it or not, guys, this kind of stuff is fun for me. I'm going to come out a little bit later today. I'm going to use that glyphosate that kills all, and I'm just going to go ahead and burn this up. I want to show you guys what I'm going to be using. As I said earlier, I'm going to get my pull behind dethatcher. I have my pull behind lawn roller over here, call him Juggernaut. Haven't really put a name on this pull behind dethatcher yet, but this allows me to just put this on Little Mama, and I can make a number of passes back and forth. And what I may do is use Orange Crush over here to really get a little deeper. If I want to do a scarifying, then I'll go ahead and use that. I have a number of batteries. This is about 6,000 square feet, and I'm going to be using that Scott's Elite spread. I purchased that a year ago. I've heard mixed things about Scott's. I've had Scott's products, yard products, the seed spreaders. I've not had any problems with them. So as I said, I'm going to come back a little bit later today. I'm not going to shoot any video of that because I've already shot that video a few weeks ago when I was showing you the front yard. But yeah, this, guys, is the next project. I guess it's a continuation of that first project. But yeah, this, if I were to put, especially with how dark that NightShift is, if I were to overseed this yard with NightShift, the way you see all this damage that needs to be repaired, I would have dark green spots over there and light over here, and I have to put a lot of iron and urea on the yard to keep everything looking uniform. I just don't want those blotchy looks. It is an opportunity to do another project and an opportunity for you guys to kind of go along for the ride, and hey, as I said, let's do this together. So I am going to later today come out and burn all of this, put the glyphosate down. I'm going to give it a week, and I'm going to then cut everything down. I'm going to scalp it. I'm going to dethatch. I'm going to scarify. And then as soon as those lawn temperatures are ready, we're going to throw down. Jesse, much appreciation to you over there at Lawn Life. My friend, we are going to put this NightShift down. I promise you, I've gotten so many comments about just how wonderful that NightShift is. So we're going to just go ahead and destroy all of this. What's been over here has been the Kentucky bluegrass and the turf type tall fescue and perennial ryegrass. I understand that people like to do the combination sometimes. If the disease pressure really hits the KBG, then the TTTF may be stronger, or it may hit the TTTF and the perennial rye or fine fescue may do a little better. But I'm just going to have one cultivar out here and then one cultivar in the front yard. Well, actually two, because I am going to be doing that comparison with the GCI Spreader Elite and the NightShift out there. I've heard good things about both of them. So you guys, by the time you see the next video, today is Monday, the 11th of August. By the time you see the next part of this video, you guys will see me basically chopping this down, doing a scarification, and maybe even getting that grass seed down. You guys, please, I really appreciate how you have come through for the channel. You've been viewing, you've been subscribing, get a lot of views, but I really want to turn those viewers into subscribers. Hey, you guys leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think. Just kind of go close out today with, once again, my wife is just doing her thing over here. Cannot wait for her to start giving those tips on how to get your garden popping while I'm giving the tips on how to get your lawn popping. So you guys leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, any ideas, I welcome that feedback. Hey, you guys do. I also love to tell you, if you have an opportunity today on purpose, do something, or even if you have to go out of your way, do something to help make somebody else's life wonderful. There really is no greater feeling than the feeling of knowing that you have helped somebody who can't give you anything in return. The only thing that's a little closer these days is if you can do something to get rid of that dang bling. There we go. Spotted lanternfly. You guys have a blessed day. Love you.